This episode is brought to you by Verizon. As an official sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 2026, Verizon is bringing once-in-a-lifetime experiences to their customers. Free tickets to matches, pitch-side access during gameplay, and meet and greets with soccer legends. If you're not with Verizon, no sweat. Stop by a Verizon store to get in on the action and learn about their offers for new customers. No one gets you closer to the FIFA World Cup 2026 than Verizon. This is What Now with Trevor Noah. Well, welcome to it. The final week of the World Cup and what feels like the final week of our lives. I have to say this is probably my least favorite part of the World Cup.
It's my least, yeah. You know, when you're turning towards the end, I don't know that you're feeling the same thing, but I'm having the blues. Like, you know, when you go on vacation and then it's about to end, like 2 days away, and you're like, now I have to go back to my normal work day. I have to go back to the plantation.
It's just like it's just like fading away from all the joy, fading away. I almost wish they had a like a come down routine from the World Cup. They should have the World Cup, and then what they should do is they should replay or reinvent some of the matches that we didn't get to see. Just to let us, you know what I mean?
You don't want to quit cold turkey.
Yeah,
you
we can't.
Like Methadone.
Yeah.
But for the World Cup. Like
I mean, when you put it that way, yeah, I'll accept it because I am addicted. But yeah, like I wish they just had like a, you know, let's have a few other games.
Yes.
Could we see Brazil versus Spain maybe?
Oh, okay. The ones we didn't see.
Could we see Argentina
low
versus...
stakes, but still.
Yeah, just like you know, for fun.
Yes.
They can play for Haaland's raccoon.
No, I'll tell you one thing. That next Monday is going to be rough.
Yeah, it will be, man.
Next Monday is going to be rough because you're going to be looking back like, oh my God. There are people who are going like, we can't wait for next Monday. There are probably spouses who are like, we can't wait for next Monday.
Spouses and family members.
Yes.
Everyone in the house who didn't have access to the TV is now excited.
Who didn't have access to their own family member who is addicted, who has been thinking Haaland, Messi, Kane, Mbappe. Now they can finally give the kids attention. They can finally,
I mean, this is why Infantino is proposing 64, expanding the World Cup. I feel like Infantino, his end goal is to expand the World Cup to the point where it's just the whole year.
No, I think to expand it to the point where it's the World Cup,
where everyone competes.
Is playing. Yes, like literally, because he knows, and I think I told you this before. Infantino is both, you could say, corrupt and evil in a very cartoonish way, like in a very Dr. Evil kind of way.
Yeah.
But he knows he has us in a chokehold. He knows once the ball is kicked. Like you can complain and moan once the ball is kicked.
Yeah, but I think to call him a villain is to simplify it too much. I don't think Infantino's a villain. I think he's just in charge of a thing that we love more than anything.
Yes.
And just like any organization, especially like a multinational organization, there's elements of it that we'll disagree with.
Okay.
But who of us can deny the expanded format was better for the fans, was better for the World Cup, and was better for the world?
I'll give it up to him. We'll give it up. The reason I call him a villain is because he's using this thing that we love, like Dr. Evil. He's using it to achieve his dreams of global domination. That's what Infantino is doing. And the thing is, every once in a while, he gets proven right. Like you can't argue. We complained bitterly about the expansion, remember?
Yeah,
Africans maybe not as much. Maybe the smaller nations not as much because we're like, oh, this is our chance to actually get in. But the bigger countries really whined. And then look what happened. He has been proven right again. Infantino has gone and done it again.
If it's expanded to 64 nations, I think it would be there would be no third place.
Yes.
It would just be go straight into knockouts.
Yes.
It would be more efficient actually. Yes. But there would just like be
there would also be
games.
more money. That's what. But that's the thing. That's why I'm calling him evil and corrupt in a cartoonish way.
Okay, but isn't this? Okay, but wait. Let's talk about this for a second.
Okay.
Isn't this what we always argue about? Let's take it out of football.
Okay.
Right. The thing we'll often argue about in societies, we'll say we want to try and make things more accessible.
Yes.
We're like, why aren't there more grocery stores in poor neighborhoods?
Yes.
And why don't we give poor children access and blah blah blah? Now. Right? This is the thing that we say.
No, something that just come in my mind. Go on. No, because when you talked about more access to food in poor neighborhoods, I started thinking of Uganda and Kenya and Tanzania, and I'm like, oh my God, these are like food deserts, but football.
These are football deserts.
Yes. And Infantino is like, I'm trying to bring more football to these.
And what we'll always argue in societies, we'll say, We've got to bring it. Now, a lot of people will say that's charity. Well, come on, let them. But economists who often step into the fray will say the same thing. We are neglecting X amount of dollars or euros or whatever currency you want to use. They'll always say, by neglecting these markets, by underserving them, by not providing them the services they need, by not making sure that they have trees and parks and all that, they will show you a dollar amount that you're losing.
I like how you've taken it completely out of football.
But think about it. They'll show you a dollar amount. So they'll show you how much money traffic is costing you. They'll show you how much money bad healthcare is costing you. They'll show you how much money not having maternity leave is costing you. They'll show. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes. No, I hear you. Totally
So
hear
if you can boil access, equitable access down to money as well, the upside, there should be an upside.
There should be, yes.
And don't get me wrong, I know I'm playing devil's advocate here, but I go, shouldn't the reward for including
And you know, when you
people-
say devil's advocate, you're literally playing devil's advocate with Infantino. Because
but
go on, sorry for
shouldn't-
interrupting. Yes.
But think about it. Shouldn't there be a reward for inclusion?
No.
Inclusivity,
No,
there should be a reward.
No, there should be. And the thing is, and again, I hate being on your side and I hate being on Infantino's side. But people said the World Cup would be diluted.
Join
with
us,
all,
Joe.
Embrace the dark side.
Embrace the dark side.
Accept that. No, here's the thing. People complained. And I was among them, but because I come from a small country, I also saw where Infantino was, how it would benefit me.
Yeah.
But people complained about how this would dilute the World Cup, how this would devalue the greatest
hasn't.
tournament in world football.
It hasn't
and
at all.
look, the smallest teams gave us the greatest games.
Yeah, the greatest storylines
Egypt,
as well.
Cape Verde, like Curacao scoring that goal against Germany. They gave us the moments that make you fall back in love with football, the romance of it all. Yes.
Yeah. The only thing I might disagree with, look, I don't know how I feel about it yet, because I'm recency bias is obviously in effect right now. A lot of people have been confused as to why Argentina had a quote-unquote easy run. A lot of people are confused as to like why England had a quote-unquote easier run, France, etc. They're going like, but how are these teams meeting? So a lot of people don't remember that FIFA changed the way they created their draw for this World Cup.
Yeah,
the seeding.
They seeded them the way we seed in tennis. Yes.
Yeah. And so what they said was, we're going to change the formats. And so for this World Cup, for World Cup 2026, the top seeds the top four seeds cannot meet each other before the semi-finals. Now, they could get knocked out.
Yes, obviously.
You know what I mean? They could get knocked out. Like Norway could have knocked out England.
Yes. Egypt could have knocked out.
Egypt could have knocked out Argentina, etc., etc. So it's not about making sure they get to the semi-final, but their goal was that the top four seeds wouldn't meet before the semi-final. Now, on one hand, some people can argue what it's done is it's created a World Cup where the big teams bump into the small teams more frequently, which creates better games for small
which is a
teams.
dream for the small teams.
Yeah, as you've seen, like the team from Cape Verde all said this was our dream. We never imagined this.
Messi,
right? On the other hand, people say it's ensured their path to the final because they don't have to eliminate each other. I think both arguments have merit, because
I like how you are literally like the evil angel on Infantino's one shoulder, and then you're the good angel on the other shoulder. You're like giving him props, but then you're also going.
Yeah, but I mean, both things are true.
No, I'll say this, because in tennis, and again, I know people struggle with the seeding system. So in tennis, Alcaraz and Sinner will either meet in the final or they won't meet at all. That's how they make it. They go like the top two seeds don't get to meet till the final.
Because it'll spoil the game?
No, they're trying to go like, if everything happens the way if it's in our dream scenario, the final should be the top two. But then remember, the top two have to meet the top three and top four. So they have to meet, they go meeting like slightly stronger opposition as they go on. And that's how it should be. And so for me, I understand people, because people will go like, but Spain topped their group, but then they end up facing, FIFA is not rewarding you for just last year's performance. It's rewarding you for over 5 years of performance. That's how they see them. So Argentina has almost won every competition they have been in. Two Copa Americas, the World Cup. They're the top seed in South America. They shouldn't be meeting France at any point. France has been playing so well in Europe for the past 5 years. They shouldn't be meeting Argentina. So you're being rewarded for the good work you've put in over a considerable number of years. And for me, I'm all for it.
But don't you think it robs us as the fans, maybe, and it robs the smaller teams of the opportunity to pull a Croatia in the semi-final, to pull a who else? Morocco in the semi-final.
No, it doesn't.
To pull a, you know what I mean?
No, it doesn't.
You don't think it does?
No, because for me, if the small teams overperform and one or two of the big teams underperform, then the top seeds will meet somewhere. Does that make sense? They will meet. So for me, the way I look at it, because you're talking about the top four, but remember England, Brazil, Portugal, those teams will meet at some point. They're not the top four per se, but they're top heavyweights.
I hear what you're saying.
So Argentina.
No, I hear what you're saying.
I don't even think they needed this because Argentina in 2018, remember, they messed up and they lost their game against Croatia.
Yeah.
And what was their reward? Instead of taking the easier path that Croatia ended up taking, they ended up meeting France in the next round.
Yeah.
And Mbappe knocked them out. So for me, it works. For me, I like the seeding. It works in basketball. The top seed in basketball in the playoffs meets number 8. The Golden State Warriors are not going to meet the Lakers in the first game.
I guess it also sets up the idea behind it is, and I think we forget this sometimes. The idea is also that we don't end up with a lopsided end of a tournament.
Yes, thank you. Yes,
you know,
where Curacao is playing Cape Verde.
In
the final.
You don't not even Curacao Cape Verde would actually be a great game.
Yes,
I think you actually what they don't want is it to be Curacao versus Germany somehow, or Curacao versus France,
versus
you know,
where everyone comes in going like, oh, this is
where that final game. Doesn't seem like people go, we always say this even in football, we'll be like, that was the real final.
Yes, the final before the final.
It was the final before the final.
You don't want that in the round of 16.
The big teams in the Champions League will meet in the quarters or the semis.
Yes.
And then on the other side, there's like a random team that's coming in from,
Bodo Glimt.
Yeah, exactly. Good for them. But I would argue on a business side and as a spectacle, people are less inclined to watch because everyone expects one team to win. And if they don't, people are just like, what happened?
People hate to admit it. Okay, not sports fans, because we tend to be very realistic. People want George Foreman, Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to make.
They want heavyweights just throwing haymakers at each other.
Yeah.
They don't want like George Foreman versus Joe Opio. And then Joe Opio is knocked out in the first 15
What a fight. How long do you think you could last?
I think I would last 5 seconds by running around the ring, running as fast as possible. And then I would last a bit longer if I just ran out of the ring and then out of the stadium and then just continued on my way home back home to Uganda.
Let's talk about some of the big games that we saw leading up to this.
Yes.
England, Norway. Can I tell you why I feel bad for you?
Mm-hmm.
You predicted Norway would win
2-1.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I sometimes think predictions can be undone by random acts of God.
Yes, you're right.
Do you know what I mean?
I was on a good run as well, by the way.
You were on a great run.
I was on a good run, just predicting scorelines. Brazil, Japan, 2-1.
You're on a good run.
Yeah, just going on Brazil, Norway, 2-1.
Yeah, England, Norway. So
Morocco, France, 2-0. I was on a good run, and then the cable happened.
Yeah. But let's talk about this. Okay, so let's break the game down. There are a few storylines from the England-Norway game that I think have still got people talking. One is the cable.
Yes.
The
Skycam.
The mysterious cable that did or did not happen.
You called it the cable of God.
I called it the cable of God. That's what it is. We've got the Haaland Soloth incident.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are like the big ones in the game.
Yes.
Right? And then
my first instinct, I would say.
I don't think the penalty call was like a...
No. That was a...
Can you think of any other issues? There weren't any issues,
I think the only other thing we could talk about was Neuland, who was incredible in their game against Brazil, actually not pushing that ball away and gifting Bellingham an easy winning goal.
Oh yeah, but that's a tactical thing. So okay, let's start. Let's do it in sequence then. Let's start by first talking about the Soloth incident, because that's the you see this is the thing that I wish more fans would be honest about.
Okay.
Right, more fans would be honest about when it's Egypt Argentina. Right, it's easier to blame the refs for the result. And in my opinion, the refs made many decisions that I think could have gone another way on another day against Argentina. Just like yellow cards and like harsher penalty. No. There were a few. No. That's my opinion. As I'm saying, you can disagree.
I can't think of a single decision that the refs
of course
made
you
wrong.
No.
Okay, we want to really get that.
We don't have to litigate.
Okay, but you're saying it's easier for fans.
But I'm saying it's easier for fans to focus on those things than it is for them to focus on the moment where they failed to take a game. Okay, so for me, Egypt, Argentina, It's the moment when Egypt gets the ball. The score's 2-2. I think it's the 90th minute.
You're going to talk
in added time.
It pissed you off, yes.
Egypt goes on a break.
Yes. I think it was 2v3.
The ball gets passed to Salah. And very quickly, it becomes 3 versus 2 or even 4 versus 2. And then Mamouche,
out of nowhere,
comes running from behind Salah.
Yes.
And takes the ball off of his feet.
And Salah, by the way, had led 2 incredible breakaways.
Yes. And Salah,
which had ended in goals. One of them
Salah's also,
yes.
The guy's got the record for goals and assists in one season in the Premier League. You've seen what he can do assist-wise already in this game. He takes the ball off of Salah's feet, also compresses the field. And what I mean by that is, you know this when you're playing football. When you're on a counter-attack, the best thing you can do is spread out your players.
Space out,
because now the team,
opponents,
the team with inferior players have to think about who they're going to cover. Now what's happening is the attack is compressed because Mamouche is literally on Salah. So one defender can mark both men. He takes the ball. I think it was Paredes who was running back on Argentina.
Incredible block by Paredes as well.
I don't think it's an incredible block.
I don't think Mamouche made it easy.
I don't think it's an incredible block. I think it's a bad pass. And I think it's a pass from a player who doesn't pass regularly. And I go, why would you take the ball from Salah? He could have curved his run. He could have created another outlet. And I'm telling you, Salah would have found him. So for me, I focus on that moment. I go, that's, for me, that's what Egypt is. You know why? Because fans often go backwards in time as if calls are cumulative, but they're not.
How do you then compare that? How do you compare that with Soloth?
No, so listen, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get the Mamouche one, yes.
No, but what I'm saying fans will do in football, oftentimes they'll go, if we were awarded that penalty, then the score would have been 4-0. Then I'm like, no, but that's not how games work. So Egypt was up 1-0, right? They go 2-0 up. The goal gets taken away. Then they still come back immediately and score. Now it's 2-0. Now some would go, then it would be 3-0. That's not how games actually work, right? It's like, it's a linear timeline.
It's a butterfly effect. One thing completely changes how it is.
So it's a linear thing, right? So now when we come to the England-Norway game, I know a lot of fans would love to look at the cable incident as the incident that robs Norway of their opportunity to go through to the semifinals. But for me, the moment where Norway loses their game is the moment where Soloth is on a break
2v1
with Erling Haaland, 2v1, and
against Stones, yes.
And we've got to be clear about what kind of 2v1. There's a 2v1 where you have like men right behind you, someone on your shoulder, tugging you, pushing you, and Then there's a 2v1 where you're unencumbered, completely free to look up, to play the game, to make decisions.
The defender is backpedaling furiously.
John Stones, who's not the fastest defender. And Soloth not only like stumbles and doesn't look up and doesn't pass to Haaland, he also just doesn't make a decision himself. Like, it's one of the strangest moments I've ever seen.
He took his sweet time as well.
And everyone has a different opinion. Some people go, it's because he's jealous of Haaland. You know, they've played clips of him saying, I've got more experience than him, whatever. People are saying like, oh, that's why you shouldn't have a striker up top, because a striker doesn't look up because they think they are the person who has to finish it. Some people are saying,
syndrome, yes.
Yeah, people have all, look, the bottom line is for me, when that happened, in the same way,
you called it out. I remember.
In the same way. In the same way, when Bruno Guimaraes doesn't score his goal,
and Endrick misses the one,
and the same when Endrick misses, I blame those moments for the losing.
I would say the funny thing about that moment is we watched it, and because Soloth got murdered online, obviously, and he got murdered in the press. But the thing is, you immediately went like, "This is why you don't." You went like he has tunnel vision. He didn't even know that the pass was on.
I'll be honest with you.
The pass is rarely on for him.
I'll be honest with you.
He's not at the receiving end of the pass.
I don't get the coach's decision. I don't understand why he's playing Soloth there and not Oscar Bob.
The worst thing is it went from potentially 2-0.
Yeah, that's my point though.
Going into halftime.
Yeah.
To 1-1.
That's
and that
my
completely
point.
Changes the tactical talk as a coach that you're going to give to your players.
It also changes the tactics of the team.
Yes.
Right? If we're up 1-0, we're in a skittish back and forth. It's a skirmish, but like it's not comfortable because at any moment you can get back and you're in the game. When we're 2-0 up, we can sit back differently, we can counterattack differently, and you have more pressure on you as the opposing team because
you need to look for goals.
You need to look for 2 goals, not 1 goal. You know what I mean? So that pressure creates something, and then the goal comes from a moment that I'm like, it's funny. So you must see, I have so many English friends who have completely blown up my phone, hating me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What a bad take, Trevor. There was no ball that hit a cable.
See, that's why I can talk. That's why I can talk trash about England. I have no English friends, so no. You are very vocal though about it. You are very vocal. I'm very interested in why, because you pointed it out even during the broadcast after the live stream. I'm interested to hear what you really think should and could have happened, because the Norwegian players went and told the ref. So what do you think could have? Because he didn't stop the game, and the goal went in. So what do you think would have happened? Because normally you stop the game when the ball hits an external object.
Yeah, and it's happened before, by the way. This is not the first time a ball has hit the Skycam or the cables.
Okay,
so it's happened before. You just stop the game.
Okay, so no, but they didn't stop it. And the Norwegian, rather the coach and shoulder up ran up to him. Do you think they still recourse for him to cancel the goal?
No, but this
is it too late now?
Okay, but this is what I don't understand. All right, so there's a few things. FIFA comes out and says the sensor in the ball was not triggered.
Yes.
Okay? Now I'm going like, guys, okay.
That sensor has been having a moment, eh?
Yo, man. Here's the most important thing for me. Why are we bringing a new technology to a World Cup? If you look at every other technology, right? If you look at every other technology in football, when we're trialing a new rule or a new technology, they trial that for 4 years in other leagues,
smaller competitions, under 20s, women's. Yes, you're
exactly.
Right, yes.
They go, let's take this to the low stakes, low level tournaments before we get to the highest levels of the men's and women's games. Before that, let's try it in like under 16s, under 20s. They try new offside rules. They try new like VAR. They tested VAR for a long time in different leagues, in different ways, in different subsections of a league, by the way. They'd say like, okay, for this competition, we're going to be using VAR, but we won't expand it fully.
In different formats as well, futsal.
Exactly. So my thing is, why are we bringing a new chip that I don't know of being used in any major league? Why are we bringing that to a World Cup where the stakes are so high and there are so few games for you to remedy the situation? That's my first issue.
Okay, I guess my question then would be, again, you've said Ebola hit the Skycam before, right?
Yeah.
But it was still unprecedented at this level. The ball hitting a Skycam. Like, you know, when the Croatian player...
I think it happened in the Premier League.
Yes, but I'm saying at this level, at the World Cup level.
Yeah.
So when you talk about, let's say, the hair follicle, you know, the Croatian player, did the ball touch his hair or not?
Yeah.
That you can understand.
Right.
But like
it's not unprecedented.
Yeah, so when the ball went up, I think what happened, and again, I might be wrong, when Neuland kicks that ball high, I think the ref naturally didn't track the ball all the way.
Yeah.
His eyes were focused on the players jostling for, because the ball is
that
falling.
Makes sense. Yes.
So he didn't see...
Because the refs... Because the ref's job is not to look at the ball.
Yes, no.
The ref's job is to watch the players.
Even when they're taking corner kicks, refs are not watching the flight of the ball.
No.
They're watching the players.
Yeah.
So I see why he missed it. But then as you're asking, why didn't VR is supposed to come in for clear and obvious errors?
Yeah.
Why didn't they come in? And if they didn't come in, how come? Yes.
They relied apparently on the, what do they call it? Sneeko?
Yes, Sneeko, yes.
Okay, Sneeko in the ball. Now, some people are saying there's a possibility that because the pitch has the 4 antennas around it for the ball, there's a possibility, just like microphones like we're using now, or you know when you're on a TV show, you have a mic pack.
Yes.
There are antennas situated around every single sound stage. And those antennas are responsible for picking up. So here it's a wired mic, so it's not the same, but there's an antenna. And if that mic pack sometimes goes above...
Oh, yes.
That's the thing that people forget, above. Because when you're in line with the thing, you find your frequencies are fine. But sometimes when you go above, that's the issue. I don't know that they've tested that technology way up in the air.
Because it's unprecedented.
Because the antenna are down on the ground.
Yeah, because everything happens on the ground mostly, unless you're playing England.
Because remember, they did
the ball is always in the air.
They did it. That's funny, but they did it because they did this for VAR. I mean, for offside. And offside is generally about a ball kicked on the ground and where a person is in relation to the kicking.
Okay, quick question. Do you think if FIFA had come out and gone like, guys, our bad, our mistake, instead of trying to gaslight the football-loving public, do you think that would have been better?
Yes, I think it would be better.
Instead of going like, oh, there was no...
I think it would be better. So I think this for
but as we said, corrupt, evil villains
I think
never come out and say,
I think this for everything in life. I think, what's that old saying? The cover-up is always worse than the crime.
Worse than the crime, yes.
Right? I think it's the same thing that happened with governments around COVID. If governments were more
we're
honest,
taking this thing out of football
no,
too many times
but I
yes.
think that's why I love football. The reason I love football is for me, football is the ultimate,
reflection of life.
Yes, it's a reflection of life. It's like how we live it, how we explain. I can learn all my lessons on a football pitch for life. And so for me, it's the same thing that happened during COVID. It's the same thing that happens during major disasters, during an economic crisis, whatever. The government thinks that they are protecting a system by obscuring or lying to the people about what's actually happening, or withholding, yes. Right? But then what happens is the people then go, there's something I noticed here. There's something strange.
My eyes, yes.
My eyes are not matching up with the reality. And then the government says to you, no, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't. And that thing builds up steam, builds up steam, builds up steam. And then what happens? At some point,
thrive,
yeah, but at some point, some subsect of conspiracies are shown to be true.
Yes.
And then what happens? You've now created...
Yes, you've lost all credibility.
For me, it's better if FIFA just says, hey, y'all, the sensor didn't go off. But upon further review, we've seen it does look like the ball touched. The referee didn't see it. And in every game, if a referee doesn't see it, if no one catches it, sorry, guys, we play on.
But that's the thing.
Because there's many matches where we can go... we can go back and literally... rewatch every micro moment of it. Messi, for instance, who were they playing recently? Messi.
They were playing which one? Cape Verde, Egypt, Switzerland.
Egypt, I think it was. No, Switzerland. Messi gets a foul by the box. No one touched him. Or rather, it wasn't. He didn't get fouled.
No. I think it was Cape Verde.
Was
the
it Cape Verde?
player won the ball? Yes, the player won the ball.
Yeah, but Messi gets the foul by the box.
The player won the ball.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now we could go back and go, that wasn't a foul. But that's not. The point of sport is not to be 100% accurate. It is to be fair.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
No, I think
even when it comes to like marking, who was holding whom, whose shirt was being tugged, who was being pushed.
Did Elliot dive? Was Haaland pushing enough? I'll say this. I agree with you in a sense that it was very Orwellian. Like when you talk about 1984, don't believe your lying eyes. It was very Orwellian in that way because everyone was like, oh, but we can see the ball. Unless you're English, because the English became blind. Many English fans became like partially blind when it came to that.
Which I would argue is your job.
Yes, no. As a fan, it is. As a fan, when the referee makes a decision that's on your side,
I mean, that was the right decision.
Is amazing. When the referee, so I get where the English are coming from.
The last thing you want to be as a fan is Ronaldo putting up their hand when their own teammate is offside.
No, you never want to be.
All right, let's take a quick break to thank our sponsor for today's episode. That's Verizon. Now, we all know the FIFA World Cup is one of the biggest events on the planet, right? Everybody wants in, which means scoring tickets is hard, like really, really hard. Well, there's good news. Verizon is providing their customers with unmatched access. They've given away thousands of free tickets and even given their customers pitch side access during matches. If you're not a Verizon customer, I've got good news. Right now, more people than ever can get a better deal at Verizon. If you have a bill with AT&T or T-Mobile, all you got to do is bring it in. And if you have a bill with Xfinity or Spectrum, bring that in too, and Verizon will give you a better deal. Plus, you could get bucket list experiences like free tickets to the FIFA World Cup. Must provide a very recent postpaid consumer mobile bill in the name of the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply. No one gets you closer to the FIFA World Cup 2026 than Verizon.
I'll say for me, the biggest talking point from that game, and again, it's for me, it's Jude Bellingham, man.
Yeah, man, Jude. Hey, Jude.
I love big players who show up in big high pressure moments.
You've always said this, yeah.
I'm such a huge love of the game, and when I see, so I'll say this for me, when I look at the World Cup, great players always impose their personality on the World Cup. Great players always bend the World Cup to their will. The greatest players actually don't just grace the World Cup. They don't just stand up.
Yeah.
They decorate
Zidane
the greatest
98.
tournament of the world.
Yes,
Yes.
Zidane 98.
Yes.
Ronaldo 2002.
No, you can go
or
back.
9.
You can go back as far. You can go back to 1934, 1930s, when, let's say, fascist Italy hosted the World Cup in 1934. Obviously, Benito Mussolini tried to hijack the World Cup. No one remembers Benito Mussolini. Everyone remembers Giuseppe Meazza because he helped Italy win. That's why AC Milan and Inter Milan named their stadium after him.
No, I didn't know
When
that.
you go, Giuseppe Meazza. When you go back to 1954, Ferenc Puskás and that dazzling Hungarian team. That's why the Puskás Award for the best goal every football season is named after Ferenc Puskás. 1958. 17-year-old Pele scores 2 goals in a final, and the legend is born. Every World Cup, 62 Chile hosts, Pele gets injured. He's the hope for Brazil. Guess who steps up? Garrincha steps up. Every World Cup, a great player. Every World Cup must be defined by a great player. And I don't want to hear any excuses. Because I don't care. The football world doesn't care. We don't want to hear, I got double marked and triple marked, or the opponents were kicking the crap out of me. No, great players always find a way to exploit their God-given gifts to actually define the greatest tournament in the world. And if you look at what Jude has been doing, dragged England past Mexico single-handedly.
He has.
Played high altitude. A few days later, played against Norway. Didn't show anything about altitude sickness.
No.
Again, imposed his will. In Uganda, we call it, taking your balls out and slapping them on the table when the pressure is on.
Damn.
Yes.
What's happening in Ugandan
That's what
boardrooms?
Great players.
What is happening in Ugandan boardrooms that this has become
the
a
CEO
saying?
turns up and goes, that's what great players do, Trevor. And for me, that's the one thing. When you
I'd love to be the person taking minutes at that meeting.
And then he took out his balls.
Ball slap occurred once again.
No, think 1986, Diego Armando Maradona.
Yeah, no,
the
you're
less
right.
said, the better. For me, that's what I want. Look at Lionel Messi this World Cup. Look at Lionel Messi the World Cup before. Look at R9 and Zinedine Zidane in 1998.
Yeah.
I want... Because, always remember the play. Roberto Baggio, 1994. You remember Roberto Baggio.
Yeah.
You remember Romario. I want players showing up. And that's one thing you said you've loved about this World Cup. At least all the greats
have
seem
shown up.
to be showing up. And so for me, the way I look at actually, let's say you love taking things out of football. Let's take it out of football. Think of cinema. You're not going to be considered a great on the big screen unless you have at least one career performance. Daniel Day-Lewis will show me something. Leo DiCaprio, show me something. Robert De Niro, Meryl Streep, Al Pacino, show me something. There has to be a performance of yours that defines your legacy.
And funny enough, to keep it in cinema, in many ways, that's how we define the greats, is that regardless of what movie they're in, to your point, they bend it to their will.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Make us dream.
They take a role or a moment,
however small,
and they go, wow.
Yes.
Like you watching it and you're like, oh, man, when they come on screen,
that's what I want. And so for me, that's why, and I keep saying this, and we disagree on this. You think Harry Kane is a great striker. I think he's an okay striker. I think he's a good striker. I think he's okay-ish. And I'm not talking about club.
So I've been thinking about this. I'm not talking about
club football.
No. Here's a way.
He's incredible in club football.
I've thought of a way for us to bridge this gap. Maybe there's an extra definition we need to think about in football. Maybe sometimes we need to define a player's greatness for their position, and then sometimes we need to define a player's greatness for their ability to be a
clutch player.
More than just a clutch player, but rather like an architect, somebody who can design and create something, somebody who can make things happen. They're the catalyst, is a good way to put it, right?
Yes.
Because I can think of many players, like Jude Bellingham. Is he the best midfielder?
No, not even close.
I don't think he is.
Pedri, Vitinha, João Neves.
Many people will come with many names, but in this World Cup, there's no Pedri, there's no Vitinho, there's no João Neves.
He has taken his balls and slapped them.
Yeah, but my point
on the
is,
World Cup table.
But
That's
I would even argue,
yes.
He has not done that as a great midfielder, though.
No. He has done it in his role. I don't think of him as a good midfielder.
But what I'm saying is he's done it as a player.
Yes.
Because if you look at where Jude Bellingham's been on the pitch, if you look at how he's gotten his goals, all of those moments are agnostic to the position he
But
plays.
that's what I'm saying about
No, that's what I'm agreeing with you.
I'm saying you don't have to do it. When I said defining a World Cup, I'm saying you do it as a player. So 1982.
No, but listen, that's what I'm saying.
Zoff is a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Is a goalkeeper who defined the 1982 World Cup alongside Zico and Paolo Rossi.
Yeah.
You don't have to. We're saying you have to stand up as a player.
No, but listen
not
to
just as your
but this is what I'm
position.
saying. So now do you understand? Come back to what I'm saying. I don't think it takes anything away from Harry Kane's greatness as a striker.
Okay.
Right? But then when we talk, like I try and do this with my friends all the time. I do it with Slebza when we chat. Is sometimes we try and like change our paradigms for how we think of the game, just so that we open up the possibility for more than just one category. You know, greatest. Who's the great? Oh, who's the best of the? It's like no. Sometimes you can say, who is the best defender? And what we mean by that is, who is the best player at defending a ball when the opponents are attacking and that's the best defender.
Okay.
But then you could go, when you are down 1-0 and it is the 90th minute and you need to get a goal, would you rather have Sergio Ramos or would you rather have Virgil van Dijk?
I hear you.
Now, in my world, there is no world where Sergio Ramos is a better defender than Virgil van Dijk. For me, football fans can disagree. We always do. But if you're asking me for that thing, someone who's going to grab the game, and Virgil has had his moments, don't get me wrong, but I'm talking like the extremes.
Who's going to show up? Yes.
I'm talking the extremes. That player who you're like, where did Sergio Ramos come from? Where did he do? How did he do this? How many times has he done this? For me, that's what I'm talking about. And that to me does not diminish another player's positional excellence in any way.
Okay, let me counterpoint. And I hear where you're coming from. For me, Harry Kane has disappeared way too many times in big moments. That's why I have him on fraud watch. He has disappeared. I've given him leeway so many times, and he keeps disappointing. Harry Kane, by the way,
I've given him so much leeway.
Here's the thing: Harry Kane, and his fans will say, "Oh, but he won the Golden Boot in 2018." Yes, but why did he win the Golden Boot? He scored a hat-trick against Panama. Scored, I think, another 2 goals against Tunisia, and then he scored the 1 goal he had scored, I think, in the knockout stages against Colombia. Here's the thing. Here's where I struggle with Harry Kane. And people make so many excuses for him. Remember I said great players?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear your excuses.
Okay, so
Listen,
I'm with
Romario.
you. Yeah.
He didn't go like, oh, no one is serving me. Oh, no, Romario took the World Cup by the scruff of the neck. Gerd Muller took the World Cup by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah.
Paolo Rossi took the World Cup by the scruff of the neck. R9, El Fenomeno, the original, took the World Cup by the scruff of the neck. Miroslav Klose. He didn't even have the most spectacular club career. Why do we think of him as one of the greats? He took the World Cup by the scruff of the neck. They didn't make excuses. These are pure nines. Now, Hurricane fans will go like, oh, but you see, he opens up space. Hogwash. I'm not interested. Great nines don't open up space. They are not Walmart greeters. Then they will say, oh, Hurricane defends. Extra hogwash. My striker shouldn't be defending. I judge my striker purely. Is he putting the ball in the net? And so for me, when I look at Harry Kane, this is where I struggle. And I know English fans will go like you're being harsh on him. Club football, he delivers. Week in, week out, Harry Kane delivers for his club. I'm talking just international football. Harry Kane, we were there in Russia. His first World Cup, 2018. Harry Kane scored 6 goals. In the groups, 1 in the knockouts. Their biggest game against Croatia. What did he do? He went missing. Who scored the goal? Kieran Trippier. He went missing. Croatia came back in that game. I went like, okay, his first World Cup, I'll give him grace. The next Euros, 2020, 2021, where was Harry Kane in the final? Luke Shaw scores a goal against Italy, 3rd minute. Harry Kane shows us something. Harry Kane disappears. Italy comes back, wins. Next World Cup, 2022, Harry Kane plays well in the group stages. He meets France. Disappears the whole game, gets a penalty towards the end, he scores it, gets another penalty to send the game to equalize. Yeah. What does he do? High pressure moment, he skies it. I go like, okay, now this guy is on real fraud watch. Euro 2024, that's when I gave up on Harry Kane because they play against Spain. Harry Kane disappears the whole game. Cole Palmer scores the equalizer. On 68 minutes, what does the English tactical setup do? What does the coach do? Hooks Harry Kane, subs him out when they need a goal. That's when I went like, this guy only appears when the lights are brightest, he disappears.
So
And
a question
yes.
I have for
Okay.
you. So from this World Cup, is Lamine Yamal on fraud watch?
Lamine Yamal, one, he's still young.
No, I'm just asking.
Yes.
I'm just asking.
Yes.
No, you don't have to
Okay.
give me. You don't have to give me just yes or
Okay.
no.
Okay, so
No, just yes or no.
No.
Okay, then that's
Do you
fine.
know why?
That's
No,
fine.
I'll tell you why.
Let's not talk about it. No,
Because
you don't have to tell me why.
I'm saying you need
Joe,
to create moments of danger.
Joe, for me, Joe, it's fine.
Okay,
I'm not saying yes or no.
Yes, okay,
I just wanted to know.
Okay, so let me just finish this. So for me, this is how I look at Harry Kane. Because I want people to understand Harry Kane is a great club player. I look at Harry Kane the way, Trevor, I look at Harry Kane. Listen.
No one defends someone.
No,
we're going to run out of time.
No, listen,
Joe, we're going to run out of time. I'm moving on.
Let me just finish this.
No,
Let me
you
just
can't.
finish it.
I'm moving
For
on.
me,
I'm moving on.
Harry Kane,
Let's talk about Thomas Tuchel and the team. Let's move on.
Yes, I think he's a great knockout.
Do you think,
No, I should ask you. I should ask you about him first.
Why?
Because him and Bellingham came out with very differing accounts of the game against Norway. Tuchel thought they got lucky. Tuchel thought they didn't play well. And Bellingham went like, clearly doesn't know what it means to play at this level. So what do you think about that?
Okay, so here's what I'll say. I think that the English media, and the media in particular sometimes, will portray themselves as being on the side of the people or its people at any given time. And oftentimes we forget that a lot of the media is on its own side.
Okay.
And the side it's on is the side of clicks and views.
It's not the voice of the people. Okay, yes. Okay.
So, Thomas Tuchel, what he was coming out and saying...
I love that you keep calling him Tuchel.
Yeah.
He's Tuchel.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying it in English.
No, say it in German.
Why do you want me to say it in German?
You're the famous Black Hitler.
No, why are we going to... People who have no context for that are going to be like, what the hell are you talking about?
No,
so,
okay.
If you go... if you look at Thomas Tuchel, right? He's got his views on the game. If you listen to what he's saying when he's asked about England, he's saying, listen, man, I don't like what we did on the field.
And he's right, yes.
I think we were sloppy. I think our pace wasn't good. And I think we were lucky. I don't want to keep being lucky. I want to win games definitively because I also understand the team that I have, right? If I look at the individuals on the field, we should be performing better than this,
yes.
Okay? And then a commentator says to him, oh, do you think it's a mentality issue? He says, no. He says, all we have right now is mentality.
Yes.
Which is him praising the team.
Yes.
He's saying...
He's going to mentality got us.
He's praising Jude Bellingham. He's basically going, we're taking games and making, something out of shit, essentially. But you can't continue to thrive on mentality, right? Mentality is something you use, like Argentina. A lot of it has been mentality.
It has really been mentality,
but man, a lot of it has been brilliance. And there's many parts of the game where we're watching them going, oh, they've got this, they've got this. Then the mentality
shifts
is when they're down or when they're even and it's extra time. And then you go, they can still do it. That's mentality. You need your mentality to help you when your tactics, when your tactics let you down. I think that's what he's saying. The journalist then goes to Jude Bellingham.
Yes.
And they phrase it as if Tuchel's only opinion of the team and the game was disappointment and criticism. Jude is fresh out of his exhaustion.
Adrenaline still pumping. Yes.
He goes, you see him shocked. Also remember, this is something that people forget, and this is a key thing. How long has Tuchel been the coach?
No, it's been a short time. It's been, a year, 2 months.
Thomas Tuchel doesn't have a history with these guys. He doesn't have a legacy that he's built. He doesn't have a deep understanding. You know what I mean? I think people shouldn't take that for granted. People shouldn't take for granted what it means when people trust the coach and know the coach.
But then
because I'll tell you this, after a game, if Alex Ferguson said something like that about one of his Man United teams, if Pep Guardiola said something like that about not even if, let's go backwards.
They'll give him the benefit
let's
of
go
doubt.
with this.
Yes.
When Alex Ferguson criticized his team after winning a game but not winning it the way they wanted, when Pep Guardiola criticized his team, when Jurgen Klopp criticized his team, when those coaches did it, when Mourinho criticized his team, when they did that,
the players benefit of doubt.
The players knew what the coach was saying. So they would say, yes, I hear, I can see why the coach, because Harry Kane came and said that, and maybe he has a different relationship with the German coach.
But no one understands the word Harry Kane is saying.
But Harry Kane came out and he said, yeah, I agree with the coach. I don't think we played well. I don't, and maybe Maybe
Okay,
like maybe
then-
maybe Jude was conflating from that question. He was conflating putting your heart out there.
Yes, but you're
and
very
doing
Trevor,
well.
you're always very good at timing and context. You're always going like, is it the right time to say something? Is it your place? Don't you think maybe it behooved, or maybe it should, being the manager, he should have known better than to say that at that time. Say it back in the dressing room instead of saying
Yeah,
it
look,
publicly.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But then I think there's also going to be a debate. People say there's some coaches where people complain because it feels like they don't know what's going on, and then the fans.
You're right.
And then the fans.
Alvaro Arbeloa, the whole time he was at
Yeah.
Madrid, they kept going like, you keep blaming yourself. You never call the team. You're right.
You see,
You're
so
right,
now
yes,
when
yes.
a coach blames themselves, fans go,
you're
why
just
don't they blame
protecting,
the
yeah, you're
why don't you blame the
protecting, yes.
players? And then when a coach walks away from a game going like, yeah, all that matters is the result. The fans go, we don't want results, we want a game. And so I think that's the thing. So, it'll be interesting to see how they perform.
I think Argentina is winning that game 3-0 easily.
That's your prediction.
That's my prediction. Yes,
3-0.
Yes, I'm taking out my balls, slapping them on this table. 3-0. I think Argentina. People have been analyzing.
Who's
Yes.
perfect for you is you want to talk about a World Cup of controversies. Did you see the story that's just come out about the Senegal team?
Oh yes.
Where they said apparently the team doctor, who's meant to be like sports science and all of that, apparently trained as a gynecologist. My favorite part of the story was it said the team found this out too late.
Oh,
Yeah, but I went like, the way it was phrased, it made it seem like one of the players came and said, I have a hamstring issue, and the doctor said, drop your pants.
He has only one solution. Yes,
Drop your pants. Let's see what's happening. Drop your pants.
it's a hamstring. Yes,
It's so. But this is what you remember what we were talking about: African football. Why does Morocco do well? Why is this doing? That's my thing.
That's a small thing. No, to go back to Argentina, the reason I think they're going to win that game is, I think, one, you talked about it, they're a team that has character. They're a team that is built to suffer. They're a team, when the chips are down, they don't fold. And we've seen it in this World Cup. We saw it in 2022.
Yeah.
They were 45 minutes away from getting knocked out.
No,
by
you've
Mexico.
called it. Look,
Yes.
look. Every episode of the podcast
Yes.
is you going, this team is forged in
Yes,
fire,
it's
and
forged
that's
in
what they're
fire,
made for.
And they have, it's a Spanish phrase. They have a thing we call mala leche. It's when the English translation
Is that
would be
milk?
bad milk. Yes.
Oh, it's milk.
They have a competitive fire that few other teams have, and I think they've been a bit unlucky in their knockout games. They've created enough chances to win by 5 goals, but Vozinha, Shobea of Egypt, Gregor Kobo of
They've met some
Switzerland,
great goalkeepers.
The keepers have been playing out
They've
of
met
their
some great-
lives.
no, they've met some
so
great
I don't think
goalkeepers. You're not wrong.
I don't think Pickford is going to do that, and that's why I'm going.
Pickford's had some great
With his
performances.
little tiny T-Rex arms, no, it doesn't matter.
Okay,
I think
my friend.
3-0, yeah,
All right.
3-0.
Let's leave it there then. Let's leave it there. I want to leave it
yes.
right there with your balls on the table.
Yes. I also want to call Spain, because we're doing this before Spain. Before Spain, France.
Call it.
Yes, everyone thinks that, France is going to win. I think Spain is going to win it 2-1. Because I think Spain is a team built to actually beat France. Because France normally beats teams because France is ball dominant.
Yeah.
And for the first time, they're going to be forced to defend.
Well,
And
this is coming out. Okay,
yes.
we'll see if the
and
production
so
will. Yeah.
Mbappe, Dembele, Doué, and Olise
Yeah.
are going to be forced to do something they hate doing. They're going to be forced to do something that all attacking players hate doing, which is chase the ball. And when in boxing we have the phrase, styles make fights. Because normally you can be you can be the greatest fighter.
You think this is a style clash?
Yes. Floyd Mayweather always beat everyone till he met what's his name? The Argentine, Marcos Maynado, I forget his name. Marcos Maidana.
Yeah.
He always struggled against him. Manny Pacquiao would beat everyone till he met Juan Manuel Marquez. So every time there's always that one team that's almost built to frustrate.
And you think Spain is that team?
And Spain is that team when it comes to France.
All right.
And I think they're going to struggle, yes.
All right, let's see.
So yeah, so for me, it's
This has been good. Let's do it.
Maybe before I go, I just want to say one thing. I would like great players standing up. And again, it feels like I'm emphasizing it, but I hate what we call in cricket flat track bullies. I don't like players who put up big score lines against small teams, who put up big score lines against Afghanistan.
My man, we have a game to watch.
I want Harry Kane
I'm
to
going to
show
go watch
up
the game.
tomorrow.
I'm going to go watch the game.
Tomorrow against
I'm going to go watch the
Argentina.
game.
Yes.
Thank you again so much to the sponsor of today's episode, Verizon. They've given their customers unmatched access to the FIFA World Cup 2026, including thousands of free tickets, people, meet and greets with soccer legends, and the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to watch a portion of the FIFA World Cup from the pitch, all just for being a Verizon customer. If you're not with Verizon, no sweats. Stop by a Verizon store to get in on the action and learn about their amazing offers for new customers. Thank you so much for watching the episode. If you enjoyed it, pass it on to a friend. If you didn't enjoy it, pass it on to your friend still. Let them suffer for a change. And don't forget to engage with us in the comments. If you want to suggest a guest, maybe there's questions you want, maybe there's ideas that you have, you can chat to us. We will read through the comments and we'll get into it. Either way, I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you for hanging out with us on What Now? And remember, we do this for you, so we would like to hear from you. Till next time, thank you.